Did you know they add lubricants to the braking compound of brake pads?
It sounds counterproductive, but there's obviously a very logical reason for this. So today we're going to go over the 3 categories of brake pads.
Sintered, organic, and semi-metallic. What makes them different and which will suit your bike.
When it comes to brake pads, you're always trading longevity for performance and vice versa. But this week I learned that there is a lot more going on with them than you might first expect.
For example, according to this page on Brembo's website, lubricants are added to the braking compound to reduce jerky braking and make it more consistent.
It actually makes some sense, right? And apparently there are specific abrasives intended to clean your brake discs so that they can continue to work effectively. As with any part of a motorcycle, there is a lot more to it than meets the eye. So if you want a physics lecture, this is not the video for you. But hopefully you'll leave this video with a basic understanding of brake pads and be able to confidently buy a set for your bike. Let's start with the most common brake pads, sintered.
These are made up of metal fragments like copper alloy and are found on most modern motorcycles because they're the pinnacle of performance on the street. Sintered refers to the production process, where a lot of heat and pressure is used to form the friction pad and fuse it to the backing plate.
These are the favorite because they get up to temperature quickly when you pull the brake lever, offering you a strong initial bite, better overall stopping power, and wear a lot slower than organic pads, so you don't have to change them as frequently. But most importantly, they perform well in all conditions.
Rain or shine, hot or cold. You can work them hard, and brake fade from excessive heat will arrive much later than with organic pads.
That said, they aren't perfect. They do put more wear on your rotors or brake discs due to their higher performance. They're louder, if you consider that a bad thing. I think it's kinda cool, and they are quite expensive.
Then we have organic brake pads, which are basically the opposite in most ways.
As the name suggests, organic pads are made from organic materials, like glass, ceramics, rubber, and other fibers, mixed with a heat-resistant resin that binds the particles together. An adhesive is then used to attach the friction pad to the backing plate as opposed to the sintering process.
These days, however, the lines are a little blurred, and you can see metallic pieces dotted in there to improve performance and make them last longer.
They're more famous for their cons, which include a soft initial bite, lower overall braking power, and they wear out a lot faster than sintered pads.
Their biggest issue is that if they get too cold, too hot, or too wet, they won't work as effectively.
But as a result, they're quieter, put less wear on your brake discs, and are said to have better feel at the lever due to their materials and softer makeup, which a lot of people really like.
And their biggest selling point is that they're cheap. You won't find them often, and if you do, they'll be on older bikes or smaller displacement bikes like scooters that don't require a lot of braking power.
Of course, we also have the middleman, semi-metallic or semi-sintered brake pads. They're a mix of organic and metallic materials. And as you probably expect, everything from performance, longevity, noise, and price is somewhere in between sintered and organic pads. But as I learned when shopping for a mix of brake pads, the lines can get quite blurred. As you saw with metal in the organic pads, brake component manufacturers have gotten very good at mixing a variety of metals and other materials to change the performance level of the brake pads to suit your bike's speed, weight, and intended use case.
For example, a touring bike is big and heavy, and you can go 30 miles on the highway without touching the brakes. But when you do need them, they have to work immediately from stone cold. Whereas a MotoGP bike's carbon brakes never get the chance to cool down while racing. So it's okay if they take longer to warm up. But they need to be able to cope with temperatures we can't even imagine. Plus, they get changed pretty much every session, so they can wear out quickly, and are technically in the semi-sintered category, I guess.
Every manufacturer has their own naming system, but if you understand the basics, you'll be able to confidently buy a set for your bike without getting confused by their marketing jargon. But anyway, share this video with a friend who brakes too much, and I'll see you on the next ride.